Hello, welcome to a flow today. This will be a gentle, easy meditation. If you have a bolster or a pillow, some sort of block, we'll begin with a seated meditation and move from there. You could also find that when you roll your mat up, you could sit on it, then unroll it as the practice begins. Alright, as you find your seat, maybe just begin to move the spine gently side to side, as well as deepening the breath. You could rock the head, tilt the ear to one shoulder, and then go to the other side, tilting the ear towards the other shoulder. Nice and gentle, as our awareness now becomes attuned to the breath, its steady rhythm, its fluid flow. Let's begin to center the spine off, reach through the crown of the head, and then take a deep inhale through the nose. Sigh out of the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Sigh it out of the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Sigh out of the mouth. Inhale halfway through the nose. Hold. Inhale all the way. Hold at the top. And sigh out of the mouth. Inhale through the nose halfway. Hold. Inhale all the way. Hold. Sigh out of the mouth. Inhale fully through the nose. Extending the spine and crown. Exhale, twist to the right side. Left hand to right knee. We twist gently, reaching through the crown. Coming back to center, inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand, left knee. Aiding the twist. Coming back to center. Inhale, reach the hands up overhead. Exhale, bring hands to heart center. Hold here for a moment, steadying the breath. Focus the attention between the eyes, right upon the forehead, almost as if the eyebrows were to meet right in the middle. Breath is steady. Notice that focusing your attention elsewhere might restrict the breath slightly. Bring your attention back to that singular point as the breath moves fluidly. Amazing. Removing the block, pillow. You can unroll your mat, whatever you chose to do. We're now going to come out into a staff pose. Finding our seat, legs are stretched out in front of us. Let's just shake those knees gently. Depending on how your knees were crossed, it might be a little tense in those areas. With knees bent, to start, we're going to reach the hands up overhead. And start a gentle forward fold up and over those legs. Once you clasp the feet, you can begin to stretch the legs out in front of you. Only do so to the extent that feels good on the lower spine. Reach the spine nice and tall, spread through the crown of the head. Stretch through those hamstrings, and then maybe fold forward a little bit more, bringing the chest towards the shins. This is just the start of our practice here, so just be gracious to yourself. You can bend those knees as generously as you like. Work into deeper postures as we move on. Let's come out of that, plant the hands behind us, fingertips point towards the front of the mat. We bend the knees, plant the feet, coming into reverse tabletop. Hips come up off the mat, we press into the feet, press into the hands. Pelvis lifts up, head goes back, we're not dropping it too far back, it's still strong. Flexing the back side of the body as we press strong within the palms and the feet. Holding for a few moments. Let's lower the hips back down, really close to those heels. Let's broaden the shoulders, spread through the spine, reach high and tall through the crown. Taking an inhale here, exhale side out of the mouth. Another inhale here. Exhale side out. We're going to go back into reverse tabletop, press into the hands, press into the feet. This time, if you would like to make it a little bit more challenging, we're going to lift the right heel up off the mat. Knee is bent, parallel the right shin with the ground. Right foot comes down, reversing sides. Left heel comes up off the mat, hands are planted strong. Knees parallel with the mat. Left knee, left foot goes down. Hold in reverse tabletop. And lower the hips down towards the heels. Broaden the shoulders, big inhale. Exhale, we crawl our hands forward, coming into yogi squat. Toes are pointing towards the outsides of the mat. Hands come into a prayer. You can lift the heels up off the mat if that feels right for you. Or you come into a standing posture if you would rather do that and it feels better on the knees. If you're with me in yogi squat, you can maybe just do some gentle bounces, rocking side to side, just warming up those hips. Alright, let's plant the left hand down. Let's reach the right arm up and overhead. Getting a deep twist in right there in that yogi squat, reaching high to the sky. Spine is remaining long. Right hand now plants down. Hook that right elbow in front of that right knee. Left hand reaches up to the sky, reversing that spinal twist. Coming out of that, we're going to press into the feet. We're coming up into a standing posture. Really bend those knees as we're still warming up the body. Feet are hips distance apart. We're reaching up to the sky, spreading long through the body. Then exhale, bring the palms down to heart center. Alright, let's rock the body side to side, just gently, maybe lifting one heel up off the mat and then the other. You can close the eyes here, maybe begin to twist the body gently. You can release the hands to your side and begin to create loose arms with the hands, loose shoulders, as the hands begin to sway side to side. We're going to increase the rocking sensation, so add more movement to that twist. As the hands are limp to our sides, they begin to twist with us. You can lift one heel up off the mat and then the other. Hands can then be allowed to lift off one's sides as we begin to twist deeper and deeper, maybe increasing the speed of this movement. Just really gently wringing out that spine. We're going to now slow down the twist, coming down with the hands. Coming all the way back to a stillness. Hands come back to heart center in prayer. Just feel what the body feels like in this moment. Sensations. I'm going to reach the hands up overhead. Exhale, fold forward and roll our body up over those feet. Inhale, flat back, stepping back, plank pose. Inhale into plank. Exhale, lower down nice and slow. Take your time here, really work the shoulders. Then we're coming into cobra pose. Belly's upon the mat, pressing to the tops of the feet. Roll the chest forward. Gaze is steady out in front of us. From here, we're going to come up into upward facing dog. Press into the hands, press into the tops of the feet. Flex the glutes to protect the lower spine. And coming back into downward facing dog. Hold downward facing dog for a moment. Just really loosen up the body. We kind of worked through our body already, just touching every single part so far. And now we're just here noticing that we can go deeper into certain parts of our body. Maybe it's a moment in time to recognize that there is tension, tightness, or pain through that first sequence of our practice. If so, acknowledge where that is, and as we move through the next phase of this practice, just allow yourself to be gentle in those areas and mold those areas to best suit your needs. Alright, left foot comes up off the mat. We parallel that shin with the mat. Three-legged dog. We're going to bring the left knee towards the left elbow. Then bring it back once. Parallel the shin with the mat. We're going to bring it forward, planted on the outside of that left hand. Coming into lizard lunge. You can bounce the pelvis here, keeping the feet nice and firm. And then let's rock forward and back. So you can come up onto the toes of that left foot and then straighten out that left leg. Come forward onto the left toes. The hips are remaining equal distance apart. One's not dropping down lower than the other. As we now create a gentle movement in that left leg. Right heel is still facing up towards the sky. Remember, as we rock forward up and over those left toes, we're still pulling back with that right heel out further behind us, extending the stretch through that right leg. Awesome. Let's bring the left knee up and over that left foot. From here, planting the left hand down. We're going to now scooch the right heel, plant it down. The inside of that right foot should be in alignment with the back side of that left foot where that heel is. We're going to reach up, a side angle, pose. The left knee is tracking up and straight through that left foot. Right leg is spiraling inward and down, pressing down and firm into that right foot. Now with this strength in the feet, we're pressing strong into the left foot. Reach up with that left hand, left knee stays bent. We reverse the warrior. Side stretch in that left side of the body. Just come back down with the left hand, reach the right hand up and overhead, back to side angle. Still strong in that left foot. We're coming back once more to reverse that warrior. Breathe deep into that side body. And exhale, we come back down, side angle. Awesome. Let's bring that right hand, plant it down on the mat. Right heel comes up towards the sky. We're back in lizard lunge. Let's drop the right knee down. Right hand stays upon the mat. Left hand goes to the left knee. We open that left knee out to the side. And we twist slightly up towards the left side of the sky, left side of the mat. As we come onto the left knife edge of that left foot. Left knee slowly gets pushed down with that left hand. There's activation in the left foot, so we're not entirely doing this, but our left toes are almost pointing towards our left knee as we begin to press deeper into that left knee. Notice how there's also going to be a stretch within the right hip. Don't allow that right hip to drop too far down towards the mat. We're still strong and long, lifting up through that right hip. All right, coming out of that twist, we're coming back into lizard lunge. Hands are planted. Right knee comes off the mat. Hold here for a moment, regaining strength, regaining balance. Then the left foot goes back, meets the right. Hold in plank pose. And exhale, chaturanga. Come into cobra, or you can enter into upward facing dog. Exhale, we come into downward facing dog. Awesome. Notice how we're back in that reset, back in that foundation. We stepped out into the waters and now we're back on the shore. Find the breath, find the steadiness of it. Hips are reaching high to the sky. We're still active in this posture. The mind is clear. We're in that meditative state. We're going to lift the right heel up off the mat, parallel that shin with the ground. Reach out and straight through that right foot. Hands are planted strong. We're going to do it one time. Right knee to right elbow. And then right leg comes back, parallel that shin with the ground. Awesome. Right foot plants on the outside of that right hand. We're coming into lizard lunge. Find that place, find that space where the left heel is nice and long, left leg is nice and long. We're activating that left thigh. Now let's begin to rock forward and back, stretching long through that right leg. not hyperextending, but just pull that right hip nice and back, long and strong, pressing into the top of that foot. Then we roll forward, lift the heel off the mat, hips come forward. Then we rock it back, hips come up towards the sky, reaching long to the right leg, pressing into the sole of the foot. Left heel is towards the sky. Creating a gentle flow. It's in these short meditative places where you find yourself seemingly doing very little. Brings about time and space for the mind to be able to vent. As it does, just consider the thoughts that cross. Without judgment, without conclusion, just recognizing they are. The practice is more so about coming one with the body, mind, and spirit, rather than judging one from the other. Bring the right knee up and over that right foot. Bring the left heel down. You might want to scoot the left foot a little bit closer to the edge of that mat. Right hand's on the mat. We reach the left hand up, side angle. As we busy the body, the mind has time to think. Sometimes it's here that we're able to clear out the clutter, just so we can get to those thoughts that are a little bit more deep. Alright, from here, reversing the warrior, pressing strong into that right foot. Right hand comes up and overhead. Exhale, we're coming back into side angle. Right hand plants, left hand up and over. Pressing firm and strong into the feet, we reach the right hand up and over the head. Then coming back down, right hand plants, left hand's up and over. Awesome. Left hand now comes down, coming back into lizard lunge. Left heel is up towards the sky. We're now going to drop that left knee down upon the mat. Right hand comes to right knee. We reach long through the spine. You could even untuck those left toes if that feels better on that knee. Once you find the length in the spine, roll over to the knife edge of that right foot. The right knee begins to open up. You want to just gently press upon that thigh. Doesn't need to be the knee. Probably best not to press upon the knee. Really not putting much pressure on that. We're gaining more length through the core of the body. Length in that front left hip. There's going to be length through that left foot. And then as we twist open, the right knee should naturally open up. However, it does help to get a palm upon that left thigh, that right thigh, and gently just push it down as our chest leans up and back. Coming back to that meditative quality, of stillness. Of inner awareness. You'll be surprised how many things will come to you when you remove all distractions and just sit in silence. Sometimes they're painful, annoying, challenging. If you could work through a lot of those, eventually you'll find the bliss and peace that we also desire. Right hand comes down, coming back into lizard lunge, lifting that left knee up off the mat. Find the strength here in the palms as right foot goes back, meets the left. We find ourselves in plank pose. We're lowering all the way down upon our belly. Let's stay here, coming into a Sphinx pose. We're pressing strong into the forearms of the hands. The palms are upon the mat or the ground in front of us, and then we begin to slowly just kind of, as if we can, bring the ground towards us with those palms. We're sucking the elbows back. We're flexing the glutes. We're pressing into the tops of the feet. Our thighs are also engaged. Now as we do this, notice how the belly button might just drop. What we want to do is activate the core, lift the belly button up, and then roll upwards through the spine as our gaze comes forward. It's a very active pose, even though it may seem simple. The body is still very active. Awesome. So from here, let's scoot the left elbow a little bit more forward. Bring the left palm right in front of, down the center line of the chest. And then we're going to bend that right heel inwards. Grab upon that right foot if you can, or potentially just reach back for it. Then we're just going to bend that right foot towards our glutes. And then as we do this, we're bringing the right hip down towards the mat. Stretching long through the spine, we begin to bring our gaze forward and then create a bow shape in the spine, pressing strong through that left elbow. Might be fairly intense. Hold, maybe go a little bit deeper. You can release the grip of the foot, allow it to slowly drop back. We find ourselves back in Sphinx pose. Take a breath there. Allow the energy of the leg just to be released. Going to the other side, scoot the right elbow forward, maybe a little bit. You don't need to do that. It just helps sometimes to get started. Right hand in that center line. Begin to bring that left heel towards the glutes and then reach back. Grab that foot. Potentially just allow it to bend towards the glute. You could stay in Sphinx pose, just bending the leg if that's what suits you best. If you're with me, we're pressing strong into that elbow, into the forearm, and reaching through the spine. Almost done with the practice. We'll be finishing up here fairly soon. Just went fairly deep into a lot of postures and did some great movements. We'll be winding down to the end Alright, so let's begin to release that left leg. Allow it to slowly drop back. Find ourselves back in Sphinx pose. Just resetting the body. Recognize how those legs feel. Maybe just tap the tops of the feet. Just gently upon the ground. Shake the heels side to side. We're going to do one more back bend. Remember to flex the glutes to protect that lower back. You can stay in Sphinx, or you could join me by coming up into a seal pose, where we come up with straight arms, pressing into the tops of the feet, and then walking those hands closely towards your body. Nice long back bend, glutes are flexed, long line through the spine. Broaden the shoulders, reach up into the crown of the head. It's not necessary to bring the head back, rather just keep it nice and tall. It's only an illusion that you're getting a deeper back bend when you drop the head back. Hold for another breath. Just go deeper into the posture. Then you can release that. Coming into child's pose, press into the knees. As you do, roll your hips back, create a wave through the spine, and then drop the hips down upon the heels, reach the hands long, and just feel all that tension in the spine just be released. Maybe rocking side to side, pressing into those palms of the hands. Allow the spine just to find movement and fluidity after so much tension. Alright, let's walk the hands back into a seated position. Reach the hands up overhead. Exhale, palms down to heart center. We're going to come to our end and final meditation. You may enter into Shavasana or do whatever else you would like to do here. Or you could come into a hero's posture. Knees will come together, heels will come out to our sides, and the hips will sit down in between the heels. Spine is nice and tall. We'll finish with a short breath meditation and then calm ourselves into a final relaxation. So when you find your posture, let's inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale side out of the mouth. Inhale deeply through the nose. We're going to create 10 exhales through the mouth. Short bursts. Inhale through the nose. 10 short bursts of exhales through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale short bursts of 10 through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh it all out. Coming back to normal breathing. If you are in heroes, we can come up out of that posture. Bring our legs out in front of us. You can come into lotus or lie upon the mat in corpse pose. As we find ourselves here, this is a time to recognize the breath and the body. meditating on the aspects of the practice, considering what you felt and thought of in the midst of silence, in the midst of a lull, in the midst of stillness, in the midst of repetitivity. What was brought into the consciousness? Maybe now consider what that was and how it is affecting your emotional self. Allow it to be acknowledged. Then potentially think through it, depending on how much time you have. Thank you for taking time to join me today, and I wish you well. Namaste.